Why we never see the back side of moon? What are the consequences of revolution and rotation of moon? To know it, watch the video till end. In this video we are going to learn why we see only certain part of moon from earth, that we call it as near side of moon, what are the reason for the same and related terms about. The part of moon that is far side of moon which we never see from the earth is shown with yellow color shading in the video. The rotation and revolution of the moon have some interesting consequences for both the moon and the earth. Here are some of them. The moon's orbit around the earth is not a perfect circle, but an ellipse. This means that the moon's distance from the earth varies during its orbit. The point of closest approach is called perigee, and the point of farthest distance is called apogee. The difference between perigee and apogee is about 50,000 kilometers, or 12% of the average distance. This affects the apparent size and brightness of the moon in the sky, as well as the strength of its gravitational pull on the earth. The moon's gravitational pull on the earth causes tides in the oceans and lakes. The water on the side of the earth facing the moon bulges outward due to the attraction of the moon, while the water on the opposite side bulges outward due to the inertia of the earth's rotation. This creates two high tides and two low tides every day. The height and timing of the tides depend on the phase and position of the moon, as well as the shape and depth of the coastline. The moon also experiences some effects from its orbit and rotation around the earth. For example, due to tidal forces, the moon is slightly elongated along its orbital axis, with one end pointing toward the earth and one end pointing away. This causes a slight wobble in its orientation, called libration, which allows us to see a bit more than half of its surface over time. The moon also has phases, which are changes in its appearance depending on how much of its sunlit side we can see from Earth. The phases range from new moon, when it is completely dark, to full moon, when it is fully illuminated, and back again in about 29.5 days. The side of the moon that we see from Earth is called the near side, and it has many dark areas called maria, which are ancient lava flows. The side that we don't see is called the far side, and it has fewer maria and more craters. The far side was first photographed by a Soviet spacecraft in 1959, and later explored by several missions, including NASA's Apollo program. The moon also affects the Earth's rotation and axial tilt. The tidal friction caused by the moon's gravity slows down the Earth's rotation by about 1.5 milliseconds per century. This means that a day on Earth is gradually getting longer over time. The moon also stabilizes the Earth's axial tilt, which is currently about 23.5 degrees. Without the moon, the Earth's tilt would vary chaotically due to the influence of other planets, resulting in drastic changes in climate and seasons. The reason why we see only one side of the moon is because the moon is tidally locked to the Earth. This means that the moon rotates on its own axis at the same rate that it orbits the Earth, so that the same side of the moon always faces us. This is not a coincidence, but a result of the gravitational interaction between the Earth and the moon over billions of years. The moon used to spin faster, but the Earth's gravity slowed it down until it reached a stable state of synchronous rotation. Moon completes one rotation in 29.5 days about its own axis, as well as completes one revolution around the Earth in the same period, i.e. in 29.5 days. So the period of moon for rotation and revolution is same.